the war in ancient Greece, we have to consider that this type of practical ideas of war in ancient Greek, it was in relation with the idea of citizens. In this sense, it wasn't exist in ancient Greek society a specific type of professional idea of wars, in particular during the archaic period and also in the classical period. Only in Sparta there was an idea of a specific type of professional war. In this sense, in fact, we know that there were the Spartans, the citizens of Sparta, the aristocrats of Sparta, the part of aristocracy, these men who passed their life to try to become professional soldiers. This is really important because, in this sense, for example, the Spartans, they were the professional soldiers, in particular, not so much probably in relation with a specific type of military organization, but much more in relation with physical training, physics trainings. This is really important to explain. But it's possible also a possible potential professional organization in relation with the organization during the battles. On the other hand, according to the idea of ancient Greek city-states, we know that there were only the citizens that defend the territory during the ancient periods in ancient Greece. Therefore, we know that there were city-states or the federal states in any case, but in general, the first type of form of ancient Greek community it was the city-state. Therefore, the city-state was independence and in relation with a specific type of rules of law. In this sense, the citizens were the first part of warriors, were the warriors of the city-states, and therefore they trained themselves, but not so much in relation with the idea of warriors. In this sense, the citizens except Sparta of the other city-states, for example, Athens, Corinth, etc., Argo, etc. These cities, these Thebes, etc. These citizens were only normal citizens that when there was a war became to do a specific type of warriors, but they hadn't a specific type. They hadn't a specific type of training. This is really important because that they were normal citizens. Then, for example, they had a specific type of they were a specific type of entrepreneurs, for example, in particular the aristocracy, the aristocrats, for example, Pericles, we know that had a lot of lands across the Attica in near Athens. The main important citizens of the city-states, they could be an entrepreneurs, or in any case had a lot of slaves, or the citizens of the middle class, modern middle classes could have a specific type of activity that it was in relation with the city-state. But at the same time, in this sense, we have to consider that they had, in any case, the possibility to buy a soldier, for example, a soldier or a sword, for example, or a shield, and because they could buy this sword and this shield because their possibility in relation with their wealth, therefore they could participate at the defense of the territories without a specific type of trainings, except, I repeat, the Spartan case. Therefore, another type of argument. Not only the citizens of the other city-state except Sparta, they didn't have a specific type of training to in the to fight during the wars. But at the same time, in any case, we have to consider that to participate in the wars, they had also to buy, for example, a sword and a shield. And in this sense, they had to buy that things that support them in relation with the civic idea of defense of a territory. Therefore, this is really important. If a citizen wanted to be a complete citizen in the ancient Greek society, in the ancient Greek city-state, they had to buy, they had to the possibility in his wealth to buy a sword, for example, a shield. And if he couldn't have this possibility, he couldn't become a complete citizen. This is really important because, therefore, the idea of professional soldiers in ancient Greek city-states, in particular in archaic period and the classical period, didn't exist on the one hand, but on the other hand, we know that also the idea of the idea of citizens, it was in relation with the idea of that the citizens who became complete citizens had to buy for himself the things that were necessary to defend the territory and therefore to become citizen. This is really important. And then we know therefore that each city state in general, on the other hand, developed specific type of its ideas of defense of a territory. For example, Sparta preferred fought in the open camp, in the open lands. Instead, on the contrary, Athens preferred, in particular during the classical period, fought in the land, in the sea, on the sea, with his ships, with the triremes that built, for example, thanks the Delian League and the idea of the wealth that the Delian League transferred to Athens with taxes. This is really important. Athens indirectly with the taxes of the Delian League used these taxes to build a specific type of fleet according to the idea of the Delian League, in his words, to defend the Greeks from from the Persians, but at the same time, Athens used this money to develop a specific type of fleet. A lot of triremes, probably between a number between 100 and 400 triremes. In this sense, the citizens of Athens, in any case, in this case, because Athens considered really important this idea of defense of a territory with the harbor, the Piraeus in particular, with the fleet, had a specific type of citizens that knew really well how to navigate in the Aegean Sea and how to defend and how to attack with the fleet, how to use the fleet, how to use the ships. This is really interesting because, therefore, we understand that, for example, if Spartans were a professional soldiers, that they were the best in the ancient Greek society, probably to fight in the open land. At the same time, Athens, that hadn't a specific type of professional soldiers, only the citizens that, when there was a war, leave their activities to went to the war, but in any case, Athens put a lot of attentions to build important fleets, important ships with specific type of ideas in relation with the navigation and citizens that were prepared to navigate with these ships. This is really interesting. And it explains in general, for example, the difference between, in this sense, Sparta and Athens in the idea of defense of the territories. Also, Corinth, for example, developed a specific type of fleet, in particular in the archaic period, because Corinth, according to also to see this, employed probably as the first city state in the ancient Greek, the idea of triremes. And this is really interesting because then this idea arrived to consider to be an important idea between the ancient Greeks, and Athens used this idea to build its fleet. Bye.